Greetings, friends. It's Coleraine or Coleraine Tarot here on YouTube. My pronouns are they, them. And we're going to get started with this beautiful message coming from Spirit to your ancestors about your current finances, the way that you're experiencing wealth and prosperity, and just check in with that aspect of your life. So if you are ready, this is pile 1 with the crazy lace agate, pile 2 with this sodalite in its raw form, and pile 3 with this aventurine crystal. I will see you in your group. Greetings, group 1. I'm going to start out this reading by burning a little bit of cinnamon. If you are interested in bringing, and I guess not just bringing the energy of wealth in, I feel like cinnamon is like helping you to open and unblock yourself and kind of shock you sometimes into being in an energy that is a bit more conducive to receive support and warmth. And even having to clear my throat during that, I feel like is a message for asking for what you need, asking for help if you need it, applying to like different ways of bringing in more opportunities or options to pay for things. I feel like for some of you, this is about like you've been thinking about applying for another line of credit or for a loan or something like that, and I feel like this is your guides, before I even flip this card over, talking about having lots of avenues, maybe even having like, for others of you, like a side business to pay for things rather than getting more into debt. Yeah, like offering a different service, or just like putting it out there to some friends. It doesn't have to be like a super formal way of doing business. But yeah, I feel like there's new things opening for you. And this is from the Okana Oracle. And we're going to be focusing on like the shadow aspect of your finances, and your career, your abundance. Sorry, there's all these like little bits. So, but yeah, we're going to be focusing on that shadow aspect. What is maybe hidden from you in this realm? And you got knowing. So it says, he who collects the most knowledge wins the war. Maybe you're feeling like you're in competition with others for some type of knowledge in your finances, and that energy is partly what's keeping you from being able to collaborate. I feel like there's something about like communal wealth or the wealth of like mutual reciprocity is what I'm hearing. And I feel like there's some of you that feel like you have to protect what you know to like have an edge. Maybe even like for the company that you work for. Yeah. Like there's something about like keeping knowledge to yourself, keeping the secrets of a business. Even like if you are in the business of knowledge, like feeling like you have to stand out. But I really feel like this is what is keeping things at bay for you right now, or feeling of satisfaction and truly being able to enjoy and appreciate what you already have. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that from the guides here, and I'm sorry if my hand just got in the way. I'm just feeling like I'm noticing like little details of things, and having to fix them. So there may be something about like looking at the details of your business, or if you have certain things written on your website, even like things in like contracts. Yeah, just looking over the details. I'm gonna read what it says in the guidebook about this knowing card, because I feel like there's a lot of different options for this group. Okay, so the knowing is from the air element. So this is talking about matters of mind and communication again. Again, there's another message that I kind of glossed over, but I feel like it's coming back out, and it's about like withholding information from others that maybe you could benefit from collaborating with instead of seeing them as competition. Like two heads are better than one, because I feel like there's a lot of like other people that may be struggling the way that you are right now, or feeling like a similar sense of not being able to just do everything on their own, that are in your field. And so it's like being able to share the wisdom. So let's see what it says in here. So the shadow element is to use of knowledge as a means to invalidate emotion or manifest as a barrier to mask personality flaws. Yeah, so knowledge is power, but what happens when that power is used as an injury to personality, common human error, or emotion? Of course, we are all students of life, and the process of learning is never complete. However, to use this as a means to invalidate the struggles we face emotionally is not only unfair to ourselves, but it is unfair to others. Yeah, so there's something about other people being involved in like the way that you accumulate value, the way that you share in value. It can be even like if you're personally struggling with something, but like I'm getting the strong sense that one of you is like keeping this from the people you live with, or like your friends or something, or even like clients, your coworkers. Like there's something about like trying to fulfill certain duties when overall we're just feeling like burnt out, or like, yeah, again, like keeping something to yourself. Okay. In life, we will all hear the argument that logic supersedes emotion, and intuition by many who feel human actions can be quantified by mathematical or simplistic cause and effect reasoning. It can be used as a farce to appear stronger than one really is, because they are not burdened by the frivolous nature of being. This card indicates that one is expressing pedantic behavior to belittle, demean, or outright nullify natural human emotion to appear intellectually superior to emotion. It is oftentimes used as a means to win interpersonal disagreements or to show emotional intelligence when it is not. Take a moment to analyze if at any time you or someone have revoked an emotional response to something joyful or saddening by inserting logic as a means to invalidate the feeling as nothing more than face value. Why does the notion of having emotions trouble you or them? So yeah, there's something about like allowing your emotions to coexist with your ambitions. And I feel like as well, if you're somebody who has an online business or you work directly with clients, there's something about being more authentic to your emotions and sharing more of how your passion comes into your line of work, rather than just what you know about it, and just like the facts behind it, because that may be something that is like interesting and part of why you're passionate about it, but bringing in that perspective of, you know, how you're feeling, and maybe even some struggles as a business owner, if you are a business owner. So yeah, just being real with people in your life, bringing your emotions more into your like relationships, because I feel like that's a lot of the value for you as well. Like if something's off in your relationships, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you know, and that's just the sense I'm getting from some of you. So yeah, you have Presley Bluestone, Pilgrimage, Sacred Sites, Grid Work, and Dragon Energy. So what I'm getting from this card is expanding your kind of home base, or where you've been largely making exchanges, like with your time and your energy and even like financially, and going and kind of broadening your horizons right now. Because pilgrimage, and this person's alone too, it's like they're going somewhere to find a key to what their emotions are trying to tell them about. the way that energy is being exchanged in their life. I feel like for some of you, a little bit of isolation is going to help you to reconnect and to exchange properly. Yeah, because bottom of the deck is letting go of anger and forgiveness, past life healing. So yeah, let's go a little deeper. I know some of these messages are getting a little abstract for your like finances, but this is what I'm getting. And I also feel like for some of you, it may be that traveling for work can be helpful, or if you're thinking about moving for a new job, or moving to like reinvigorate something about what you're offering. And who's able to participate in what you're offering to like offer back, because that's what finances are about. It's about exchange. And this is a general reading, of course, so there's many different people who I'm trying to bring this message together for. So yeah, you got Poppy, dream. I feel like some of this is that once you start following your dreams and feel emotionally more in tune with what you're doing, you're gonna be more fulfilled. But some of this, it may like temporarily feel like difficult financially. Yeah, bottom of the deck is foresight. So this is all about like thinking ahead, Coca. And being able to know that you have what you need for a certain time period. I don't know why, but for some of you, I feel like you're like taking a break from working to like regroup. And then it's like you're like a business owner and you like need to like close down before you have like a big launch, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting from that. And I also feel like there's some ways that you're gonna have to be like breaking the mold with this Uranus and Venus energy, and like being more true to what you want to put out there rather than anticipating like what others might want from you. Because I'm hearing that like even if there's some changes, this is going to bring the right people around you who genuinely are interested, rather than, you know, kind of that wishy-washy energy of like, yeah, like trying to convince somebody to engage in exchange with you. Yeah, secret garden, sacred space, cultivate your space, inner beauty and self-care. Yeah, going within and figuring out how you want to connect. Because even the secret garden, I feel like there's something about like connecting beyond. Like if you work with plants in your business, or I don't know, even if you're like working for a company and you're working with certain resources and materials, like I feel like bringing your spirituality in. Like I'll give you an example. A job that I had recently had a lot to do with water, and I felt like I really needed to connect with water spirits to be aligned within this position and to like put the right intention into this endeavor. And so I feel like there's something like that for you, where it seems like maybe a mundane job, but you're bringing in something spiritual in order to like find some fulfillment. Yeah, and we have pulsar, comfort, stability, and regularity. I feel like some of you too, with this mailbox, I'm seeing like you're getting messages about things, like I'm seeing some like subscriptions or something that you could invest your money into every month, like supporting certain like creators or teachers, coaches. I don't know. There's something about like supporting like kind of like smaller businesses that are like giving special types of offerings, where you would get that regularly and it would give you a lot back. And because you're investing in it, it's like, you know, that you're going to spend your time or energy, like, you know, reading the newsletter or, you know, attending that like book club or something. Yeah, there's something about like, because even this person's like hanging their clothes out to dry, there's something about the simplicity, like simplifying maybe certain expenses or finding ways to, that you can handle, like minimizing the amount that you're spending on something. What is this? Sorry. They're taking me many directions. Maybe some ways aren't that outdated. This card is like stumping me, but I feel like it's on purpose because it's getting you to take the time to slow down and see with foresight, like what you're gonna really need. Because I feel like for some of you, taking this time to reorganize and restructure your everyday is going to really help you feel more confident in achieving your dreams and being able to go to these places that you want from having like a simpler lifestyle at home. Yeah, like recognizing, you know, it's making me think of when I realized I didn't need like a whole ton of like hair products or whatever. I realized that I could end up getting away with only spending like $20 to $30 on my hair, you know, shampoo, conditioner, all that, every 6 to 8 months, maybe even up to a year. So it's just like minimizing those like extra expenditures, so that sometimes it's like, you know, oh, that's a nice still going on with the hair thing, like, oh, that's a nice hair gel, but it's like, do I ever really wear hair gel, or is this like an investment that will help me to bring something new into my regularity, or is it going to become an extra? And I think like being very clear about like what your daily routines are, so that you can be able to focus on moving forward, your dream, where you want to be. Yeah, and with this self-care card too. This is going to be like a final message, and I really like that it's coming over this knowing card, because I feel like when you accept that you've been trying to, you know, maybe bypass certain feelings that require you to shift in terms of your like financial energy, you're going to be able to accept this message of peace, hope, and optimism that sometimes the logic, sometimes our like rational thinking mind won't accept and allow us to like be hopeful about certain situations. Because I feel like for some of you too, you may like be in a situation where you've taken some cut to your pay or something, and you're like wanting to know that you're going to be okay. It's just about like having foresight, and also maybe even setting up opportunities for yourself in the future ahead of time. Yeah, because even the arc here is about like having foresight, being able to prepare for something, and not being like overly stressed. Because if someone's overly stressed, they would not be able to like make sure that this arc is sound. It's about like acting out of intention rather than paranoia, so that you'll have like a positive foundation. And I feel like some of this is just illusions, that like your passion, your excitement, your whimsy in a lot of ways isn't conducive to having this type of comfort, stability, and regularity. But I feel like your spirit guides are saying that like this is essential, and it's not a waste for you to have that safe space. It's just about being smart about how that contributes to what you're exchanging with others, who you're able to draw in. And I think also not just that, it's like who also shares that same undercurrent of value of the things that you would also like to experience. And who's going to be able to help you to protect that, like have a similar dream. Because I think that some of your values, your priorities are changing right now, group 1. So this is all that I'm seeing for you. I hope that this was helpful and helped you to reflect mindfully on what value, what your finances have been telling you. If you are interested in any of my other work, I have that linked below. Otherwise, I will see you in another reading, my friend. It was such an honor, and I want to express gratitude to the ancestors and guides who came forward to support this reading. Bye. Greetings, group 2. If you selected this raw sodalite, this is your wealth and finances reading. I already feel such an energy shift from the first group, so I'm excited to see what comes forward. And I'm burning some cinnamon because cinnamon can help us to feel the like kind of richness in the simple things. Yeah, and I feel like for a lot of you, that's how you live your life. You really feel a lot of like gratitude for the luxuries that you do have, and I feel like it makes a lot more around you, and the people around you are very grateful because they feel the luxury of your energy in a lot of ways. Yeah, and I feel like there's something really strong and clear about your perspective, your direction, like what you want in this life, with that sodalite being your energy right now. Here, I'm going to turn this light back on. Sorry, plants. My timer went off on my grow light for my plants, but I want to still have light for you for this reading. But that may be a sign too. Yeah, I feel like you really like keep the light on for others in a lot of ways, like encouraging people, letting people know that they kind of have like safety in you. Yeah, you got honesty as your shadow card for the Okana Oracle. These cards, for some reason, I don't know if like I was shuffling them outside or something, but they got some like dusty stuff on them, so sorry about that. Okay. Honesty. With the tongue, one can destroy the town and save the town. Control the tongue. So for some of you, as I'm touching this card, I feel like the only thing that is like within your shadow is not recognizing when you've overextended yourself financially, or like with your time, your energy, something like that. So it's not about being frugal necessarily. It's just recognizing that sometimes when your yeses start becoming no's to other things. And I feel like this is something that some of you have actually been like reflecting on recently. And so it's important that like when you say like, yes, I can do this, or yes, I want to sign up for this thing. Sorry, there's like a little gnat that I just had to get. Yeah, it's like you let go of that like bugging feeling of like you're letting someone down. I feel like this group is like kind of a recovering people pleaser in some ways, and so this is like reflecting in your finances, because I think that there are some of you who have like certain financial goals that you're starting to build. And hey, pile 2, I just got like halfway through your reading and my video cut off at a certain point, but I'm gonna go over what has come out so far. I just pulled these 3 before it cut out, or before I noticed that it cut out. So basically what was coming through is you're very honest and direct, and you should be proud of yourself for the ways that you have contributed to the wealth of your community, healing your family line as well from any negative beliefs around money. I also was seeing with ayahuasca rebirth that you're in a period of just adjusting what you're investing your money into, what you're also investing your time and your energy into, and seeing how investing in certain things for yourself does create strength in your life, and it allows you to protect the emotions that you have and be able to continue to be giving. With the snake as well, it feels like there's something about like your life purpose and your passion that really drives you into acting, with the nettle card. And with nettle as well, I feel like that would be a really good plant ally for you. We have here way shower, shake up the system, and cellular upgrades, which I feel like on the septarian nodules, and I feel like this really mimics this ayahuasca like DNA strand. And I feel like there's something about like sharing with your kids, if you have them, about how you approach finances. And I also feel like with microscopium detection, detail, and investigation, this is a time of you like, yeah, just taking stock of like what your money is going into, what your time is going into as well. And with dioptase and larkspur, past life healing, letting go of anger and forgiveness. This is also like allowing yourself to be okay with recovering from this like people pleasing type energy that's like over committing to things. And I think also like feeling weighed down by money, like having a difficult relationship with like money and value. Serendipity, shortcut, and secret link. I feel like this gratitude works in this way, this experience of like forgiving. Yeah, it somehow brings more like finance and wealth into your life. And with Pearl and Larimar, let go, surrender, release, patterns and triggers, Pleiades. This is again about water, and that was coming up when I was doing this before, like this energy of water being super important, super healing for this time, so that you can be honest about what is giving back to you as much as you are giving to it, because that's really all that like finances end up being. It's like, yeah, this exchange of energy. And so yeah, like really finding like what you're still interested in spending money on. Equalist, hiding from judgment and insecurity. This is maybe saying that there's some emotions tied up in the way that you're spending your money. And I think also like maybe a need again to like walk away from certain like structures financially. What does this mean? I want to get a clarifier for this equalist. Yeah, Orion, skill, ambition, and momentum. Orion could do anything. And he bragged about it so much, he ended up manifesting this task that was so difficult and ended up kind of being like his demise. And I feel like there's something here about like your spirit guides wanting to urge you that like less is more sometimes, in being able to preserve your ability to go the distance, like stay the long run, stay the course. And so again, this is something about like minimizing certain spending habits in some ways, looking at the emotional side of your finances as well. being able to preserve the momentum and achieve like financial goals that you have for yourself. And also doing that through like positive reinforcements, like love towards yourself, and encouraging yourself to find some joy in like accomplishing these financial goals rather than seeing them as like restrictions maybe. Yeah. And finally over here with nettle in action, boots, solidarity, community, devotion, like understanding that you do have a lot of wealth already, and being able to like find the gratitude for those like non-financial forms of wealth in your life, because I feel like this mother wart is reflecting that as well, about strength and the honesty that you can share in with others, like not having to show up perfectly, and also like maybe for some of you, part of that people pleasing is like when people ask you to do something and you're like, you know, I don't really want to spend money on that right now, like still going through with it and keeping that opinion to yourself when you really should be setting maybe firmer boundaries. And I'm getting another message here with this wormhole, serendipity, shortcut, and secret link, that some of you would benefit from doing some type of subconscious reprogramming type work, through listening to some type of like wealth and value, like reprogramming affirmations. But yeah, I also, one last thing here with the clam and the pearl. This comes through like difficult experiences, like you're able to come out with something that is going to support you for a long time, like a new structure in your life financially. I feel like this is inevitable, and your ancestors want you to know that they're really supporting you, so you're not in this rebirth alone, this new state of consciousness around money. And yeah, they're going to help you to let go of some of these like old patterns that are harming you. It's like you're reaching the success, and then some of your own behavior patterns are like getting in the way. So that is all I'm seeing for you, my beautiful group 2. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank your guides, your ancestors, and every other energy in the universe that brought us together for this reading today. I love you. Bye. Greetings, group 3. If you selected this third card with the Aventurine stone, this is your reading about your wealth and finances. Hopefully you can't see me. I had to sit down after standing for the other 2 groups, so I may pop in here every now and again. But okay, for your group, I feel like you're in a time period where you're going to be lucky. If you have been searching for a new promotion or some kind of extra like side hustle or something like that, I just feel like there's some kind of new opportunity for you to have another stream of income. So yeah, let's see what this card says. This is going to be like your shadow around finances right now from the Okana Oracle. And it says, covet. The one who has nothing wants it all. So I feel like a lot of you have been really desiring a lot of financial freedom, just like something to support your finances, whether that be the promotion or a new job or something like that. But I feel like the second that you start to release this over attachment to that outcome in your life, you're going to feel a surge of luck, things flowing in your favor, feeling like you're able to make connections that you want, feel supported as well by like if you want to invest more in developing a certain skill for a route of making money. And I also feel like there's something here around like analyzing the ways that you have been handling the money that does come your way already. I know that can be really difficult, but it is really important too around seeing like the ways that you have been handling wealth, to be able to prepare when you have more support, like prioritizing like what matters most to you, and like creating new like routines. This message has kind of come out in a lot of the groups, but I feel like, yeah, there's something about like being able to like be smart, budget, going back to a good old spreadsheet. The Empress, Earth, Virgo, curiosity, progress, perfection, beauty, and order. So yeah, this person has like prepared a lot of things, like gotten their store maybe organized. So if you do like have a business of some kind, or if you're thinking about selling things, making a stock of some kind. Sodalite, support, attraction, and companionship. Yes. Aventurine is like a very lucky stone, and there's something about like magnetism involved with it. And so I feel like, yeah, like distributing tasks well, if you can ask for somebody to, you know, do something in an unconventional way or use their skills and expertise. I feel like there's like a secret like desperation that needs to be let go of in this group. Yeah, justice, social justice, radical effort, and rebellion. Aquarius. Justice. Justice is literally the scales, and the scales were used to, you know, weigh money and to see like what the value of something is. And in essence, like bringing justice for something has to be in proportion to whatever's been done. So it's like really balancing out like work and play. Also, maybe if there's like an injustice for some of you, I just keep feeling this like energy of like being exploited, or like bigger groups. So maybe you're looking to like join a union of some kind. Yeah, because even in this, like this coyote's like running in the pack, and a coyote may seem kind of innocent and like not that difficult to take on like strength wise when you run into one, but if you follow them back, like they're gonna be quicker and non-confrontational. But if you take that like revenge all the way there, the coyote is going to lead you right to their group, and they have strength in numbers. So I feel like there's something here about your finances, like kind of in some ways like being out of your control a little bit. So maybe you're being affected by something that's like a bigger policy. But it feels like there's some type of like organizing with other folks from your field, from your line of work, and helping to get everything like all your ducks in a row in a way. Yeah, like finding some type of order in what you already have, as well as like organizing and knowing that like justice is on your side in some ways. And part of Aquarius is about like stepping out of the crowd, standing out. And so I feel like there's something here too about like not wanting approval anymore, like shifting into this energy of like being confident and having approval for the value of what you're offering or what you're contributing in order to make money. Yeah, again, we have this eagle coming forward, but it came out like reversed, but I'm gonna set it upright. And it's Jupiter, conversation, persuasion, and charisma. So definitely working on like your public speaking skills in some way. the way that you can connect with people. And we have the Water King too. So using your like masculine type of energy, or energy that is like more diplomatic in some ways. Seeing the big picture, gaining perspective with Camelopardalis. And this is like a giraffe kind of like leaning in. So yeah, like even the eagle is talking about like seeing from a higher perspective, like looking overall. Like maybe you've been looking like month to month, but like look at trends like over time maybe. Yeah, even if you're like trying to like join a union or something, there's something about like looking at like what's been done over time and how something's like proportionate or not proportionate, like in terms of a response or a reaction, and like really like prioritizing justice and beauty in order. Yeah, through like getting people to like support or corroborate your story in some ways. For others of you, this is also going to be like asking for a loan, or asking for or maybe paying back a loan for some of you. Yeah, and I feel like for others of you, this is just going into like a job hunt in some ways, with like a sense of long-term perspective, like knowing what you actually maybe have a chance at achieving, or I hope that makes sense, like a role that you would actually like have more of a chance to fulfill, like have more likelihood to get a response back. And if not, like also supplementing, like writing more cover letters or something like that. Like being kind of persuasive, like playing up your best roles and your best qualities. Because I think for some of you, there's more messages that want to come out that are not necessarily tied to a job. Yeah, I feel like some of you have been so serious about your finances. There's a crazy lace agate and sunflower, which was another group today. But it says play, more fun, jokes, and laughter, please. So yeah, you have this like Virgo energy. But I feel like sometimes Virgo, like the shadow side of Virgo is that Virgo can be very like overly meticulous, overly orderly, like inexperienced to a fault. And I feel like right now, like, don't be super serious, like worrying about stuff so much that you can't sleep. Like, just be smart about things right now, and know that like you're going to have the support of the universe, and if not that, like the support of people around you and some community in getting you like the opportunities you need, giving you like wisdom or insight that you need. And by doing that, like you're going to find that by letting go in some ways. And like the sunflower is a very abundant symbol as well, because there's like, I don't know, at least I'm not sure the exact number, but I know that there's like thousands of seeds in this one center of this one flower. So there's just a lot of opportunity that I feel like, again, like strength in numbers. Like I feel like your worries are grounded in reality, but as long as you can like be smart about how you're facing things, there is going to be justice. And I feel like your desire to persevere is really going to help you. A crystal grid can be a really good way to set up a focus or an intention around like advancing your career or keeping your mind aligned with maybe something like the energy of prosperity, or like looking for opportunities, being open to change. These are like different themes I'm hearing, but definitely working with certain like crystal energies, or even shells, you know, whatever type of stuff you have accessible to you. I feel like your spirit guides are highly encouraging that right now. Okay, they're saying don't pull anything else, but on the bottom of the deck is the green Aventurine card and Pixie Helpers. So not all wanderers are lost. Earth energy, clearing the way, luck, and opportunity. So if you had any doubts, there's definitely some exciting, and there's a key on this card, so exciting little keys and like opening the path. There was some like of that mystical energy in group 1 too. So definitely you might have messages there. And finally, I'm going to get you one of these Herbal Astrology Oracle cards. Okay, as soon as I touched this card, I'm going to read it upright, but I felt like, or I heard, declutter. So there's something about like decluttering your space that's going to help you feel like you have what you need. Again, to this like order, like maybe some of you have been buying things that you already have. If you just like took the time to organize, you'd realize that you have more resources than you thought. Yeah, so journey, Mercury and Uranus. And there's kind of Uranus energy going on in the Aquarius card too. Musina. And the lightning too. Lightning can be associated with Zeus, with Jupiter as well. So it feels like there's like a higher order. Maybe some of you need to get certain permits or get certain certifications that will help you. Take a certain class, like get some higher knowledge, or listen to somebody who has some like lived experience in what you're trying to do, what you're trying to create with intent, the focus that you have in bringing more abundance around you. Because I do feel like you're seeking out opportunities. Mandrake, sensuality. Yeah, stay in touch with creating like enchanting experiences for yourself, playing, not being so serious about what you want, but like bringing in and making sure to maintain your personality in all of this. Giving yourself grace as well to be at the stage in life where you're at. And Damiana the Beloved, I feel like for some of you this is a message about like not being worried, or not being worried about like leaning on if you are like being supported by a partner or friends or family members even. Allowing yourself to like be the beloved, have somebody pour into you, and know that like you can give back to those around you. And it will, like, what goes around comes around. So like if you have opportunities to support others, like don't worry about that, obviously, unless you're feeling very drained, or like that would be overextending yourself. If your initial like intuitive gesture is saying like support the people around you, then like allow yourself to do that. Because I feel like your guides are saying like they want you to see how abundance can flow into your life, and that you don't have to like chase it so hard. Because wealth can come in many ways. Like sometimes you may need a physical item and it like finds its way to you without money having to be involved. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, is there any final messages that group 3 needs, Spirit? Valerian, acceptance. Oh my god, with that same lightning going on in this card, it's like the same thing. Yeah, whatever is brewing out the window far away, let it develop, because you are creating with intent. And there is going to be some like sudden changes, but you have to be ready to receive that and be a part of the movement, is what I'm hearing. So accept where you're at, accept what you have, and yeah, keep working. If you've been working with herbs, because I'm seeing this again, like this herbal aspect, if you've been working with certain herbs to like help your nervous system, for example, that is helping you with your relationship to abundance. And also I'm getting the sense that like too, herbs can be a really good way to help us feel abundant, because we don't always have to purchase them in order to recognize like that they have value, or bring them into our lives. Like they teach us a lot about the economy of the earth, I will say. So accepting where you're at, and that you do have the momentum to get where you need to be. So thank you so very much. Oh, and one last thing. Sorry, I was about to thank your guides, but I see this offering on the bottom. So that may be helpful to like create an offering for deities or spirit guides or ancestors that you have been asking for support from, to create more opportunities in your life. Even like leaving a little offering out for Fae if you work with them and if you know what you're doing. But otherwise, I want to thank your guides. Thank you for being here as well. Thank every other being and spirit in the universe that brought us together for this beautiful reading. Thank you so much, and I will see you in another video. Bye.